So at ECFR we have decided to launch a mapping project for Libya's different factions. The reason why we did this is because Libya is often neglected, also because Libya is complicated. You have several dozens armed groups, two governments claiming legitimacy, several different regional powers trying to intervene in the country, and a civil war, and on top of that civil war, the rise of the Islamic State. So the first reason why we did this was to make sense of all of this big mess. And the second reason was that, contrary to what most people think, you can actually do something to solve Libya, but in order to do that, you need to understand who are the actors you're going to play with. So from ECFR's website, you can access the page of the mapping project very easily. And the first thing you will notice is that it's mostly the coastal cities which are part of the map, because of course that's where most of the fighting is taking place. Of course there is fighting also in the south, but those are more long-standing conflicts, and the civil war that started last year has just overlapped with those conflicts. The second thing you will notice is that you have a division between the politicos, the politicians, and the armed groups. Now, unfortunately, and this is one of the reasons why the country is at war, the latter are more important, the armed groups are more important. But nevertheless, it's important to understand who is in charge and whether the narrative that sees this conflict as a conflict between Islamists and anti-Islamists actually allows us to understand more about the conflict. And then the armed groups are divided in four big areas of the country. Of course, you could go into even smaller divisions, but you will see that there are different armed groups in the west, in the east of the country, and then there are two special cases. One is Benghazi, which is where the civil war started in May of last year, and it's the city that has seen the most casualties. And then you have Derna and the rise of ISIS, which started in Derna but then expanded to the rest of the country. The project can also be seen as a PDF and downloaded from there. And we hope it will be helpful also to understand who to involve in peace negotiations and how to work in parallel with those peace negotiations in order to ensure the security of Libya.